and welcome back to Xpwaste, where, after over a year of trying, I am finally ranked at Theater of Blood. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I am Michael. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for choosing Xpwaste. We are a old school RuneScape centered podcast. We talk about the news, we talk about things going on in the game, we talk about strategies, kind of, I guess, and we get on tangents.
More so than anything, the tangents.
The tangents. This could be called the Tangent Podcast, but anyway, thank you for
rebrand coming in April.
Whoa, oh my goodness. Thank you for
No.
tuning in. If you're not new around here, welcome back. As we say every week, we are glad you chose to tune in a second time or more than that.
A 54th
time.
Wow. All committed. Love you guys.
How you doing, Oxie?
I'm doing. I was supposed to get out of work early today.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, I stayed an hour late and got home 20 minutes ago. It's also Tuesday, which is weird for Michael and I because normally we record on Mondays, but this week, IRL just like kept getting in the way, pesky responsibilities and shit. So I texted Michael last night at like 10:45 Eastern time, and I was like, "Hear me out. What if we just do the podcast tomorrow and still release it on Thursday?" So I'm actually kind of glad we did because we have something to talk about today, which is always exciting. But yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. The week has been pretty good though. I have been floating back and forth between RuneScape and anything that's not RuneScape, and I mean that in like every sense of the word. Been doing JWE, been getting back into Halo. We have a Minecraft server with my fencers now, so we have like a cross-platform realm that's super cool. The render distance is limited because it's cross-platform, or at least cross like Java Bedrock. So that's weird to like be used to playing with like a 60 chunk render distance being reduced to like a 10 or a 16 chunk. It's like if you turn the 117 plugin off or the GPU plugin off, and then you're just like confined to that little square that like vanilla RuneScape gives you. It's very strange. It's very strange to go back to that. But like it's not too bad. It's been fun, been floating back and forth with that. In RuneScape, I have been doing some really enjoyable content, notably paying the guy on Torfin is his name, paying him to get my shit back from Vorcaf. Been doing a lot of that this week, but we're back into PVM. As far as account updates, Immortal and I have officially started our second ever loot contest, our loot tab competition, which is not a real competition. Like other people don't compete. It's just who can make more money from like this period of months. And I think we were originally supposed to start April 1st, but last Friday after Immortal's most recent achievement, which we'll talk about probably in the latter half of the episode, he just wanted to get back to PVM. So I'm like, all right, fine. We'll start a little bit early. No big deal. And I think we're going to go until right before Raids 3 starts.
Ooh.
And whoever makes the most money wins. This time there is kind of a wager where whoever wins gets to decide the boss and the amount of KC the other one has to do within reason. So if he wins, he can't be like, go kill 1,000 Fazani's Nightmare.
Right.
Like
because that would take months.
Yeah, it's got to be something feasible. It's probably going to be something trolly for both of us. You know, like he'll probably make me do several chambers or several Fazanis. Or several KQ if he wins.
KQ.
I might just make him extend a Hydra task and just for the memes. I might send him back to Hydra if I win. But it just depends. We have special bounties. So pets, dust, and kits of any kind are worth an additional 5 mil. Oh, and mutagens. But it's not real money. It's like an artificial 5 mil. So he and I are keeping track of the money that we make. We like document it on Google Docs or whatever because we're big nerds. And then it's just like plus 5 mil Tanzanite mutagen, plus 5 mil little Zik pet or whatever. So stuff like that. Immortal has offered me a special 250 mil artificial bounty for my Infernal Cape.
What?
Because you trust me, you don't make shit for money in the Inferno. You hemorrhage it
Oh,
normally. So if I get my cape, I will get an artificial 250 mil to add to my final total. So we've got
wow.
motivation for a loot tab contest to get the cape. I've not been back to the Inferno, but I've been enjoying bossing. One of our beloved patrons, Jake, loaned me a scythe this week because he's just like, I'm not going to use it. So I've been using it to, get my 50k C at top, which I definitely have at the time of recording. And I definitely don't have a message to Michael that says KCTOB 49. I'm getting it tonight. I didn't have another intro. I'm sorry, I lied to you guys. But I'll be ranked by the time this episode's out.
A little behind the scenes for you.
Yeah, haha. Perks of having time to edit. Woo. But yeah, I'm glad RuneScape is not feeling so painfully taxing like it was last week.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remember the last couple episodes you've been talking about just not logging into the game for months or weeks post leagues, but it seems that you're slowly working in the other games and also playing RuneScape. Yeah.
Lasted 4 days and we're back. No, but I'm definitely not like fully back into the like full swing. This is all I want to do 24/7. I've been doing a lot of stuff in real life too. Fencing is picking up, which is great. And finally, the update, like I said last week, I did finish with Rune Cup. I was a couple thousand points over. Bought all my cosmetics. It's very fun, very cool. So I'm so glad Leagues is over.
Yeah.
How about you, Michael? What have you been up to this week?
I was talking to somebody in VC, and we got on the conversation of like nostalgic games, or it might have been from an Instagram post or something. But I got reminded about Fable and how much I love that game, and it's probably one of the top 3 games that I've ever sunk like actual time into. And I went on a mad hunt to try and figure out how I could play this game, because if you go on Steam, they only have Fable 1, and it's really odd. Like, you would think that you would put all 3 Fable games online if they were available, but I think it's because it was an Xbox exclusive that there's some sort of, they can't for some reason. But in all my research, I figured out if you get the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, whatever the $15 a month is, they have a beta for the cloud gaming. And so I don't know how this works. If it's just they have a library of games that you can play on the cloud, or if it just knows every game that I've logged into on my Xbox. I can play Fable on my computer now, which is really fun. I've only played probably, I don't know, about an hour. But yeah, it's definitely bringing a lot of nostalgia back. I've been enjoying that. I've in RuneScape, I think I did some herbivore while I was editing last week, which is a change of pace for me. I usually do fishing, and anytime I've been editing the last like 4 weeks, it's all just been fishing. And I was looking at my skills. I'm like, Hunter is pretty fast, and herbivore is pretty AFK. You're just running around trying to find the different places. So for like 3 or 4 hours, I was doing herbivore while I was editing, which was really nice. So it was a good change of pace to break up the monotony of just fishing for the last like couple months, which is weird to say because I've been grinding like one skill at a time since like I think August of last year. So I did runecrafting, then mining. And then all I've really done is fishing. I did a little bit of agility, but nothing crazy. But it doesn't feel like I've only been grinding fishing. And I guess that's a good thing. Like, that's the goal for me that I set for myself. It's like, yes, I'm not going to go and lock myself to the pond and only do fishing and never go and do gauntlet or do anything else. So
man's about to become a Mount Quidamortem Bavarian fishing locked Iron Man.
Please no.
But he's a main account.
Please no. Because I could do Temporos too. That would be also training fishing, which I want to do some Temporos. I've severely been lacking in the area of Temporos. It's just because for me right now, locking myself to a certain task, no matter how long that task is kind of difficult. Um, my kid, he's been on this like up and down cycle of sleeping for a long time during naps, and then in the last couple days, he's only been napping like 30 minutes. So it hasn't been easy on the days off where I'm hanging out with him and my wife's working to where, I can hop on the PC because I mean, right now, I just never know how long he's actually going to sleep. And I can't be
Mhm.
locked in an activity such as a 6 or 7 minute temporos. It's just easy to log out if I'm doing barbarian fishing or tracking the herbivore. But other than that, Fable, RuneScape, that's about it. That's about it for me.
Nice. I this past week they had a huge Star Wars sale. Huge Star Wars sale on Steam. Almost pulled the trigger and got the big bundle for like $25.
Yeah.
That had Battlefront 2, Rogue Squadron, and Fallen Order. But I instead just got Fallen Order for like $8 on Steam.
Oh.
And I got it after seeing the Kenobi trailer. I don't think the Kenobi trailer was out last week and we recorded. I was like shitting myself when that
Yeah.
trailer came out. I am so excited. I have been this excited for 3 pieces of Star Wars content in the last 20 years. The Kenobi trailer, Battlefront 2, the one with like Iden Versio, the one that came out in 2017,
Uh-huh.
and Revenge of the Sith in 2005.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this show, but I am now in the process of watching Rebels and I want to play Fallen Order, so I have like the full backstory post Order
Oh.
66, pre New Hope. I
Yeah.
want all of it so I don't miss any references. I've not seen the Clone Wars all the way through. So some things are still lost on me unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no chance I finish Clone Wars by May 25th unless I sit down and only watch that, like neglect work and just watch Clone Wars. um
For
yeah,
me,
so
it's like neglecting VC. Because I could be perfectly content with just having a show playing like on my other monitor while I'm, doing boring stuff. But then I
Mhm.
also open up the Discord. I'm like, but my friends are online. So
Dude,
it
that is
sucks.
such a mood. It is so weird to like, you know what I'm gonna do tonight? Watch some TV or like watch some YouTube. What I'll do is I'll go to like my YouTube homepage and I'll queue up a bunch of videos.
Mhm.
Like I'll just right click, open a new tab. So I have like a series of things to watch and I'll get hyped to watch them, start the first video, and then we'll see that the gray wizard or the toad's left toe is popping off. I'm like, well, I gotta go say hello for a minute. And then 4 hours later, I've watched no YouTube and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is still fun to do. But you're right, it's really weird when like you have to force yourself to like close Discord and like
Mhm.
not see who's in VC because you're like, I want to do this other fun thing tonight. The same thing happens to me with Rebels. I'm like 6 episodes in, and every time I want to watch it, I'm like, could go do some tobs though,
Right.
or see what everyone's up to.
Right.
So,
It's the weird conundrum of like you have two types of players. You have people that aren't into the community aspect and they just like AFK RuneScape while they're watching TV. And then it's the other people who like all in on community and uh, neglect their TV shows and everything else just because they want to be in VC and like hang out and talk to people.
mm-hmm.
I used to be the guy that was like, yeah, put on a show and just AFK. But now I think I'm more so the VC kind of guy, like keeping me entertained, talking to my friends. Because like I just get bored really easily, and if I'm doing two boring things, and not to say that watching a TV show that I'm interested isn't, is not to say that it's boring, but it can be kind of distracting when again opening up Discord, see that there's 15 people in there, you're like, that looks like fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that you're. For me, it's that like Sometimes I feel like I can't be fully engaged with the content. Like I can't be fully engaged in a video or a show if I have to like look over and boss or whatever. I watched America Vision, American Song Contest, Eurovision for America.
Mhm.
Um, one of another good friend of mine in an older server, his friends have been around like since before TNL. We're talking like older server.
Mhm.
Loves Eurovision, and Crash showed us it a couple years ago, and we're like, this is ridiculous. We love it. So we watched the American one last night, and I was like trying to do Vorkath while watching the performances. And would you believe me if I told you I got back to back firebombed by Vorkath? Because I was watching Wyoming sing New Boot Goofin' on America Vision.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm not good at the game, but it's things like that where like if I really want to be engaged in something, like to watch it, it's hard to play RuneScape. But if I'm here, I also don't like just want to sit here and watch something. So you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I
It's
I say all what I said with this caveat. Um, I'm done with like really the intensive clicky stuff for my account. I think the next real clicky thing will be thieving, and that I
mhm.
probably will just chill in the
Well,
living
that's just
room.
like AFK tapping though. Like you tap
Yes.
the same spot, you'll be fine.
Yeah. So that one I'll probably just chill in the living room on my iPad when I go
Mhm.
for 99. But construction, prayer, smithing, like the real clicky stuff, I loved just putting on like Avatar, The Last Airbender, having that on my other
Mhm.
screen and just having the noise in the background to like while I was training construction. That was really nice. And that was
Mhm.
also while I was hanging out in Discord. So I did neglect the Discord a little bit whenever I was doing that, but I'm done with that kind of stuff. So right now it's just boring Slayer, which I'm doing right now. I'm killing gargoyles with our good friend Ryan.
I'm fishing. Michael and I have switched roles today. He's doing the
That's true.
killing, I'm doing the Bavarian fishing. So, and
Yo,
again, I know what I said. That's what I want to call it now.
when did Gmalls get so expensive? This is great.
Gmails got so expensive when ornate mall handles hit their cap of like how expensive they're going to get for the amount of points for an LMS.
Hmm.
So the ornate mall handle adds risk to the Gmall, but it's only going to be so expensive because like when you have points that equal out to GP, everything will level out. Kind of like how like leagues items you get like certain amount of money per
Mm.
points
Yep.
and things like that. So
Yep.
ornate mall handles have like a soft cap on how much they can actually be worth. And the rest of that money has been like transferred into granite malls
Hmm.
of like why they're so expensive. So like if the ornate granite mall is like an 800k risk and the mall handle is only 600k of that, the other 200k has to go into the G mall, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because yeah, it's weird to describe, but that's how I've heard PKers kind of explain like where the money and risk comes from.
Yeah. Because whenever I was doing gargoyles tasks a long time ago, they used to be at ALK price, and I would just
Mhm.
like anytime I got a Gmail, I would just ALK it and it didn't take up an inventory spot. But now it's 132k, and I can't ALK it because ALK price is only 30k. I'm not gonna
Dude,
throw away
same.
100k like that.
I I used to go in Alchem. I think the first time I saw a Gmall that was like green on the ground because my 100k plus are green on
Hmm.
Moonlight. When it was green, I was like, "The hell is this?" I'm like, "What? What is this drop?" And it was a Gmall, and I'm like, "Huh, making money
Love to
today."
see that. Love to see that. So what do we come here to talk about, Oxy?
Possibly a plug for the TNL bingo.
Oh
That's
yes.
happening. But the spiciest part about the TNL bingo, if you're listening to this episode, the moment you get the notification for it, signups close tomorrow,
Ooh.
sometime in the evening. When in the evening, I don't know because I don't know what my Friday is going to look like. But Friday the 26th of March, 2022, signups are closed. After that, sorry. We have an astonishing like 107 people signed up right now. So
Wow.
I did the same thing. I looked earlier at work. I'm like, how many can we be at? And we were at 107. I'm like, okay, let's figure out how we're gonna do this. I can't wait. I'm very excited to play bingo with all you guys. But if you haven't signed up, join our Discord. The link will be in the description. It is not discord.gg/TNL. We lost our Nitro boost because
Oh.
Michael and I are really good businessmen, and we no longer have that handle. So the link will be in the description. Join that, sign up to play bingo. And I'll say again, I don't care if you have a mutagen and kits out the ass for every item that requires a kit, or if you have 1200 total level and your only boss is Winter Todd and that is still hard, there will be something for you to do on this board. And I'm very excited for everyone to be able to play. So,
Yeah.
but
Discord.gg/OSRSTNL.
is that the new handle?
Yeah, that's the new handle. I think that's what it's going to stay forever.
Is that the official new handle?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
There's just a generic link in the actual description. But yes, if you want to type it in and be all fancy, discord.gg/OSRSTNL. Yeah, our other one got yoinked. Oof.
It should be like T, like capital T, lowercase o, like capital N, lowercase s, r, uppercase L, lowercase s. So they're like intertwined.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? This is my thumbnail picture right here. Hold on, let me move my mic. Bingo. That's how you take a thumbnail picture mid-episode.
Heck yeah. Love it. Also, if we're on the topic of plugs, you can check out xpwaste.shop. It's our new merch store. We didn't talk about it a ton last episode, but some orders came through. It's very exciting to see. One thing I did want to mention, if you are going to buy something and post about it on social media, use hashtag XPWaste podcast and tag us because we definitely want to see. We definitely want to see you repping the merch. xpwaste.shop.
And also send it in Discord so we can react with our stupid emotes.
Yeah.
And, make stupid memes out of the stupid pictures because I don't know about Michael, but I definitely won't be taking semi-professional photos in my XP Waste merchandise for marketing. That would be ridiculous. I would never do that.
You have to do that, actually.
That was part of the stipulation for getting free clothing is that we market with it.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say XP Waste sexy outfit, but it's just our merchandise calendar.
Oh,
that was a request from TMD that we do like a sexy calendar. But
it's just us and the merch.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Did you know that you can just like order a calendar from Walmart and have them print it? So
they're gonna be surprised when July is just me with an XP Waste hoodie and my bare ass out. Like, I can't wait for that. Imagine. Oh my god, sun's out, buns out. Holy shit. We're doing it now.
You're like facing backwards,
looking back
That being said, we don't have anything on the back of any of the shirts. And I think it would be fun if one day we have like, I don't know if it's for charity or just for fun, but like we have specific shirts that say XP Waste, and then on the back it either says Team Michael or Team Oxie, and we'll see who can sell more merch.
Yeah, dude, we've talked about a couple designs. This is like business planning Michael and I do, but we're like sending it out to you guys to like get feedback. But like, those like quote boards where they just have like a bunch of words compiled together. And I'll throw a picture of one on screen for the YouTube people right now because there's no way I can coherently describe this.
Wow.
Well, something like that, but with quotes from Michael and I, like things like that, like how is 99 rune crafting going?
Yeah.
Do you have your infernal cape? It's like dumb quotes that like apply to Michael and I.
Yeah.
And then have the Team Michael, Team Oxy for charity because it doesn't matter because whoever the money is going to the same place. What also would be cool, which I don't know if this is possible. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
This is not a guarantee. XP Waste merchandise, but on the back, it has your RSN.
Oh.
Like a jersey number.
Oh. How would we
be real
do
cool? I have literally no idea.
Huh.
We would have to get them hella custom made.
Yeah.
So, like I said, not a promise. Don't even know or think it's possible.
Huh. I don't.
Just spitballing ideas that would be super cool.
Yeah. Unless we somehow had a way to like have somebody order a shirt and then custom print it like ourselves with vinyl cutters and irons, and I don't know. That seems like a lot of work.
That's way too much work for what Michael and I are get it cut out to do, because we'd be cutting the God, we're so funny. What did we come here to talk about, Michael?
Well, they've already seen the title, so they know. The listeners and the viewers know.
Well, if they've seen the title, that's it. I have a good week, everyone. We'll
go home.
See you guys after the commercial.
So we're going to talk about what Mod Mac posted on the website, oldschool.runescape.com, about account security. If you don't know, Mod Mac is the vice president of product and player strategy. I did not memorize that. I just read it off of the blog post.
I was going to say, Michael out here trying to swindle you guys into thinking he knows the exact titles when I'm looking at the exact same blog post he's looking at right now.
Yeah, he definitely introduced himself, which I appreciate that, because if they just said, hey, this is Mod Mac, I'd be like, who are you? And why have I never heard of you? Anyway.
Are you the guy that designed the Broken Kraken, or is that somebody else?
Because I have words for you.
Great, boss. Great design. Thank you. I've always wanted to slay a boss that I could click on and then leave my house and still be okay.
But yeah, so how did you want to do this, though?
Well, there's a lot of little things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a lot of very short points about account security. Basically, this blog is a follow-up to a post they made in like 2019, where they pretty much were like, we are going to make an effort to improve account security. And then, you know what the next step they took was? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing happened to improve account security. They lay out in the blog that, like, turns out that's because this game is old and shitty, and they needed to like go through old spaghetti code and all sorts of like stupid databases to like change everything. Because if you look at something now, like your Google account, where it has like the multi-factor authentication, you have like multiple devices, you can like look at things on multiple apps to verify things through. When this game came out in 2007, was it still a browser game? Or did you have a client for RuneScape back in 2007?
When RuneScape 2 came out, yes, it was still on a web browser.
But so, was the backup on a browser? Was like
I don't
basically know. What I don't know is what I'm trying to say is that back then when the backup was made, when the base code for the game that we play was created, account security was not like it is today.
Right.
It was like reading one of those captchas with the word like, you know, lasagna in a wave and you had to type it out. Now we have like machine learning bots PKing each other. So like that's not very effective.
Yeah, I don't even think we had two-factor authentic, or like not two-factor. I don't think we had two-factor authentication.
Did two-factor even exist back then?
I don't think it did.
One of the most jarring things coming back to old school RuneScape for me back in 2018 was doing the Stronghold of Security. And number one, being like, why was I afraid of this as a kid? And number two, getting extremely frustrated that I couldn't get the 5K from the third floor. Because I had never heard of two-factor authentication before that moment. So I was like, what do you mean I have to? What? I was real salty. It took me 2 hours to figure out how to set up 2FA.
Wow.
I had never heard of it before.
That's like
I don't think they had it back in the day.
That's like 2.5K an hour profit.
Right?
For your for the 5K.
Dude, it was worth it. Why was it worth it? Because I got them fancy boots. That's why it was worth it. That's why I put two-factor authentication on my account. Not for the money, not for the security, for the fancy boots. You know?
Yeah, I do like how they said in 2019 we set off on a multi-year mission. I don't think in 2019 that they planned this to be a multi-year mission, but That is just positive outlook. And then they do mention old technology, spaghettified code. I love that word, spaghettified code. Yeah, this it's bad. The code in this game, it would take so much to just start over that it's easier to just handle it in tiny little chunks. And I think that's what
Yeah.
they've been doing. I know that Mod Ash, God Ash, has taken it upon himself to rewrite a bunch of code in this game. And, we praise him.
Always.
But
I think one of my old friends, joined the clan, and honest to God, I think her group Iron Man name is "In Ash We Trust."
oh, there you go.
I think that's her, anyways. That's a fantastic groupie name.
That's awesome.
She's also DM'd me, and I cannot answer because I am recording. But hey,
Hey.
um, so yeah, a lot of little pieces. There's like 2 sentence blurbs under each of these things.
Mhm.
This is one of the few times Michael and I are kind of like rapid fire go down the blog.
Mhm.
All the while, the goal that Michael and I have is to kind of give you guys additional account security tips. Because if you're like me and took 2 hours to figure out two-factor authentication after just finishing up your bachelor's degree, you need some help.
Mhm.
Like, like I did. I needed help. It's me. I'm bitches. So you want to kick us off with the stronger account security bit, Michael?
Yes. So these are short enough that I'll just kind of paraphrase it. But the first point that they mention is stronger account security, which is great because I was last year old. You know how people say like I was today years old. I was last year's old when I found out that cap locks and punctuation doesn't matter in RuneScape passwords. You could leave your caps locks on and type your
Mhm.
password and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So
Passwords
whether
have never been case sensitive.
case sensitive, not a thing. So they want to add case sensitivity for your passwords, which I think is amazing. And the ability to just make it more complex. They also said that they want to cut down on the ability to brute force the password. So I don't know. That to me sounds like a great idea. It says they're also
Mhm.
adding the support for multi-factor authentication recovery codes. So if you, and this is the best way I can think to explain this. You have a special code. You have a list of codes technically that if you can't access your 2FA, these are predetermined codes that you have access to, which would then give you the the 2FA, you know, I want to say experience. It's the first word that comes to mind, the 2FA experience. But it would give you
Mhm.
it would allow you to log in with two-factor. Am
Mhm.
I wrong in that, or is that how it's read?
I don't know because again, 2 hours to figure out two-factor authentication. I'm not sure what multi-factor recovery codes do for you.
Mm,
In an ideal world, what I kind of would like to see from this is, and this is probably jumping the gun a little bit into the improved player support center as well. Um, if your account is logged in from a suspicious location, like I'm based in Michigan, USA,
mhm,
right? If my account logged in from like Antwerp, Belgium, that should set off a red flag.
mhm.
Whether or not I travel there or not, it should be like, hey, Lil Sus,
Is
you're
that
not
you?
in the same like it's weird because like VPNs are a thing. How do you
Mm,
track that? But if you can figure out like, oh, this is not where you've logged in every day for the last 4 years, um, that sends something off, and then maybe you use these multi-factor authentications to either log back in and stay secure on your home network or like lock your account maybe,
mhm.
kind of like how if like the bank detects suspicious activity on your account, you can like lock your debit card,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm reading further, and it simply just says you can use the multi-factor authentication recovery code should you lose your 2FA device. So, like, if the phone that you always log into drops in the lake, and now you can't re-authenticate then you have a specific set of codes that are one-time
Mm-hmm.
use that you can just write them down, keep them secure, and that gets you into it so that then you can re-recover your 2FA.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
Which
hoping it is. Because
the
that's
the
nice.
the the safety tip here is just because we had this conversation with Scape a couple months ago, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because a couple months back, Scape was like, dude, I have to carry this shitty phone that like is broken, it's
Oh
barely
yeah,
charging
I remember
because it
that.
has my two-factor authentication. And he and I were in a voice chat. I'm like, dude, what are you gonna do about this? Like, this is scary. Like, you could lose your whole account
Yeah.
if you lose the phone. Michael gets in VC and he's like, where's your two-factor authentication from? He's like, Google. Michael's like, download the Google thing and type in the first code, and all of his two-factor authentication transferred to his new phone. I thought he was gonna cry. He was so happy in VC that day.
Because that I remember
Make
that
sure
that
yeah, it
phone he
was
was
I
using,
didn't know that you could do that.
the phone he was using was on the fritz. Like I think he said
Mhm,
half the screen was just blacked out because the pixels were dead. It was like an
mhm.
old Android device that was one fall away from never seeing the light of day again, and
Yeah,
it was his entire account.
yeah, and he was, like, on the road to max, like, 2230
Hmm.
something. Could have lost it all before Michael gave him that tip. So, the tip that we'll give to you is to make sure your two-factor authentications are in more than one place.
Yep. Yep.
Whether or not that comes in the form of this multi-factor authentication, I'm not sure because we don't know when this is going to start. So, do you know if there's a way to set up like the Google two-factor authentication on your computer as well?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's a thing. It can't like it literally can't be just an app. That doesn't make sense
It's
to me.
Google. I would hope it's
Yeah.
not just an app. Yeah,
There's
like
no way.
and even if it's like an app on your iPhone, an app on your significant other's phone,
Hmm.
a lot of the people in Discord always talk about their significant others. And it's always really cute to hear. Like all like somebody in not VC, somebody in our Discord the other day, their wife or their girlfriend or somebody got them a RuneScape birthday cake.
Oh.
It just had like
Oh.
RuneScape with a little sword through it.
Yeah.
Put your two-factor authentication thing on their phone as well
Hmm.
or something and make sure it's in a different place. So like if you lose it, you can recover your account, you can set up a new spot for two-factor authentication cuz it's a scary thing to like be yourself, like you're real but not be able to access your real account
Hmm.
because you don't have like a set of numbers. So,
And
yeah.
it's always dodgy whenever I get a new phone. I'm like, am I gonna be able to log in? I hope so. Because sometimes I forget that I have to have 2FA, and then I erase my old phone. I'm like, dang it. But luckily, I have access to my email, which then allows me
Mhm.
to disable that. So that's another thing before, as we're moving on from this topic, put on 2-factor authentication on your email as well.
Put it on everything.
Well, specifically your
Discord,
email.
Steam, email, everything.
Because one way that people get hacked is they start with your email. If they can find out what your email is, whether that's from like a keylogger or some sort of phishing link that you clicked on, if they find out your email, even if you were to change your password, then mm, you know it doesn't matter because they have
Mhm.
access to your email, which then they can just keep changing your password. So 2-factor authentication on email and your RuneScape account is going to keep it the most secure. And then once they introduce some of these changes they're talking about, will be even more secure.
Mhm.
The next one is the improved player center, which, TLDR on this, they just want to have a way for people to actually contact a support team rather than using Twitter. So they're proposing some sort of live chat system, um, which I think would be cool. If you've ever tried to do anything with Jagex, it's either through the message center on your account, or you have to like make this long sappy post on Reddit, which is not good customer support.
Yeah. It's
Or
also not the most effective.
right, or people go and they bother JMods on Twitter who have nothing to do with account security or account recovery. Like there was a JMod in his bio. He says, "Yeah, the guy who draws pretty pictures for this game is not going to be the guy to contact. And then he has at
Dude,
Jagex support.
I was just about to say, like, how many JMods out there for graphics and sound design and community management put something in their bio that's like, no, I cannot help recover your account, or no, I cannot help with ban appeals.
Right.
Because like we don't have anybody else. And like, poor Mod Tyron, who's like beating cheaters off with a stick every single day, trying to ban thousands of bots, doesn't have the time all the time to be like, oh, your account got hacked? Let me recover that for you. Let me go in and do this for you specifically.
Right.
Like, if they had a team dedicated to A, helping with this, and B, being able to like live chat for certain things, I imagine some of it's going to be redundant. Like, oh, your account got banned? Why? For suspicious activity. Okay, yeah. What's your Zuck PB? Oh, okay. Hour and 9 minutes. Yeah, that's why it was banned. Cool. Cool. For your first cape. Cool. Like you bought a cape. That's why you got banned. But some things, I imagine a live chat would be really helpful for.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. Have you tried the Jagex launcher?
No, I did not. Because it links to the vanilla client, and I don't use the vanilla client.
I don't either, but they did say that they ideally want it to link to RuneLight,
which is
at
amazing.
some point.
Yes,
which
please.
is another huge development that we have not really talked about at all. Jagex has like effectively fully endorsed RuneLight.
Yeah, it's on the webpage.
They've put it on the homepage, which we may have talked about last week or the week before, but like that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little worrisome because is it a matter of time before Jagex just outright owns RuneLight and then that becomes the vanilla client and then we lose some of our neat features that we have? Like, I don't want them to buy RuneLight because they're going to take all the stuff we love away, Quest Helper, Clue Scrolls, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting to the point in 2022 and what RuneScape is today. It's like you even have JMods that use RuneLight. And you have JMods that play this game on their off time who love these quality of life things, who understand this is what RuneScape is for this day and age. Like RuneScape in 2007, not a thing anymore. No. And so they understand that Quest Helper is how people play this game. They understand that Clue Scroll Helper is how people play this game. So I'm optimistic. And I don't think that if suddenly Jagex bought it, that we would lose all of the stuff we love. Maybe some things are a little OP and they have to like, slap the back of your wrist for having some of these plugins. But I think over time they would warm up to them. And I think they do. So, but that all being said, I don't know that they would ever sell RuneLight. I don't think Adam, the developer,
I hope not.
It's
open source. I really hope they don't.
Yeah.
So. In any case, speaking of Xpwaste getting off on tangents, the Jagex launcher is pretty cool. I have tried it out. I've downloaded it. I've logged into RS3 from it because you can do that.
That's cool. Wait, can you just pick old school or RS3?
Yeah. So you open it up and it like prompts you with two different menus. You'll sign in. I think by default it takes you to RS3, but on the top right-hand corner or the top left, there's just like the OS blocks like you see on the wiki, and you click on that and it transitions you over to old school RuneScape, and they have news posts and like the login option. I think eventually they'll have a RuneLight option. They're expanding it. It's in beta right now. So this does for me raise some concerns. The first being Steam account security has been compromised multiple times. How do we know that this is going to be more secure? I know like Blizzard has a launcher like this for all of their games. So I like where you're going.
Yeah.
But I am unsure of the security behind it because the last time we did something off platform, quote unquote, you could hack a Steam account and then hack a RuneScape account. The next question is this going to have future integrations like Steam and RuneLight and Discord? Holy shit, all I want is a Discord integration. But I don't know. It's cool in concept, but it's an open beta. I really can't like critique it too much, but
yeah. We breezed over this, but going back up to the stronger account security section, one of the last things they said was they want the ability to link all of your characters under a single login. Which we
Ooh.
talked about this, I think, in one of the past podcasts, how that would work with multi-logging. So it's in the blog. I don't know if they'll be looking at this for feedback, but I would just need more details on that before I said like, yes, do it, in my opinion. Because again, like multi-logging is a very big thing, but what if you could open multiple launchers and they could independently run those accounts? That would fix a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because Multiscape is a big part of this game.
It really is. It really is for a lot of people, a lot of content creators. Like, it would be hard if they suddenly were like, no, you can only play one at a time. Um, so I'm kind of hoping it's like you can only have one character signed in, like one character login per thing. Let me lay this out for you in ways that are not the words I'm currently saying.
Okay.
I've got my main account. I can open 2 clients under my email address and my, password, credit card credentials, all that. That's my like account. I have my main as a character and I cannot log that character in twice.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I can have 2 clients open and I can have the main and the groupie under the same umbrella of my account
Yeah.
and have those logged in at the same time. If that's how that can work, that is huge because I will pay extra for Premier Club to allow that to happen. That is a delightful feature.
Yeah, because then how do they balance that? Do they say like individual accounts show as a member or
Membership goes
not?
up.
Yeah, I mean that's
100% membership increases. Like, that's how that works. But
yeah, if people are only paying once, then it would be, you know how companies will do like you can pay for these things individually or monthly, but if you do the whole year, you get a discount. I feel like that's what it would be. Like you can pay for them individually, but maybe an entire account is the cheaper way to do it.
well, that's literally what Premier Club is right now. It's either $11 or $12 a month USD for membership, or it's like 70 or $80 for 12 months. And like, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
The concern is, I think they'll balance out the prices by limiting the amount of characters you can have under one account.
Yeah.
Because in theory, I could sign in with like, to talk big butts at gmail.com and make 70 different PKing accounts. And if I pay for Premier Club one time, all 70 of those accounts can now just be death machines and I can have a bunch of different builds to play on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're going to have to limit it. You're real hung up on that email, aren't you?
Yes. Snag it now before
Snag it now, folks. It's yours for the taking.
Oh.
Ryan in the recording booth chat brings up a great point. Can they all get hacked at the exact same time?
That is, yeah.
That is a scary question. If your big account gets hacked, does that mean that now all of your characters get hacked at the exact same time?
Yes.
That would suck. Maybe they'll have to add, I don't know, dude.
But that's why they're trying, like all of this is in caveat to say like they're trying to improve account security so that doesn't happen. So hacking is less of an issue. If your account is harder to get into, then it makes more sense that they would allow more accounts to be on that one thing because it's going to be uber secure. That's my hope. Again, I'm the positive outlook in this situation of, hey, they're trying to do this so that this outcome can happen, but it's going to be different than the way it is now.
Which don't get me wrong, I am very positive about this update. I am a paranoid bitch who one time got an email that someone tried to change my password and bought ExpressVPN and Norton Security and had like a mini panic attack until I could sort everything out. I remember staying logged in on my phone. My girlfriend was texting me at the time. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm panicking," because someone tried to hack my account. It's a scary thing, you know? So while I am optimistic, I'm very cautiously optimistic
Yeah.
about all these things because there are workarounds for everything, especially when, as we all know, RWT is a big factor in this game. And when real money is on the line, people will do shit that Michael and I cannot even think of
Yeah.
to get into the account.
Motivation is a big cause, or motivation is a
Mhm.
big factor. And exactly what you said, whenever there's actually real money to be made.
Mhm.
The one before that, before the real world trading, it just says reinforced protection of character data, where they've significantly upgraded the resilience of both hardware and software to protect against this. And they're also implementing cloud based save backups to your characters to keep your characters safe. So, what that means on like a very broad term, I don't know. I would assume that means like maybe if you get hacked or if there's I can't even speculate what they would do with a cloud-based save of your character data. Maybe if like servers go down, it's not like everything is stored on a hard drive in the Jagex HQ, and if that hard drive goes away, then everything's gone.
Mhm.
Maybe it means that they have a cloud-based system to where if suddenly their offices get flooded and the server that housed our characters and 5,000 hours of gameplay gets ruined, that it's not ruined. But
Mhm.
on the topic of real world trading, they released the statistic saying that they're banning 100,000 bots per week. That's just mind blowing to me. I was trying to formulate the math of how much that is costing them, but it's hard to say because there's no way to say like all 100,000 of those bots were members and all 100,000 of those bots were, given bonds and those bonds had to be purchased. But there's ways to get a bond without actually paying real money. Like you could hack somebody, they could have 300 mil and
Mhm.
then you just use their money to buy bonds. But like somebody bought those and had to put them on the GE. But yeah, it's a lot of bots. And we've talked about this in the past. And this could be an entire episode of just this topic, but I don't think
It
it's
already has been.
yeah, but I don't think it's lucrative for Jagex to get rid of bots. So I don't think that that's ever going to become we're going to wipe out every single bot in the game just
Mhm.
because the only legal way to real world trade right now is via bonds. They got rid of
Mhm.
bonds
Or the spirit of friendship.
or the spirit of friendship.
I hate that clause, by the way. Jagex, change that shit. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What alarms me about this sentence, right now we're banning around 100,000 bots per week. Go to the RuneScape homepage, the vanilla RuneScape homepage. At the bottom of the banner, the very top,
Mhm.
at the time of recording, 7:59 p.m. on Tuesday, March 22nd, there are currently 67,717 people playing. If you're banning 14-ish thousand of those people a day because they're bots, what is that doing to our player count?
Yeah.
Like 100,000 bot accounts per week. I don't know. Like how many of these people are real? How many of these people it's concerning when you start talking about that many bots because then our world's just becoming super unpopulated at some points. I don't know. I worry with a statement like that player count could be being affected as a whole, but because it's inflated, we're not necessarily noticing it. There's ways to track player count, obviously. I imagine that the release of Leagues 3, a new master level quest, and Raids 3 are not going to be things that decrease player count.
Right.
It's just when I see something like that, it's a little jarring of like, ah, I can't even think of 100,000. I don't even know 100,000 people played this game in a given week,
Sure.
let alone 100,000 bots.
It's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
bots, man. And not all of
Mhm.
them have to be members because there's plenty of bots that just run in free to play. Like there's bots that collect water. There's
Mhm.
bots that collect like rune spawns, different item spawns. So A lot of those
Mhm.
probably are just like burner bots that get recycled daily, just 20 minutes through Tutorial Island, and then they're back. Maybe they get banned within 30 minutes, but can't
Mhm.
imagine it's lucrative.
So the final little bit here is about safeguarding, which pretty much is talking about how they have made the fight against RWT a little bit stricter, which is always good to hear. Again, there are a couple moral ethical issues with this that I personally have because like we talked about all those months ago when we talked about botting and RWT of like RWT is people's livelihoods in some places. Like
Hmm.
we always shit on Venezuela, like oh the damn Vennies are out, botting Tab or at Zelcano, but like this is how these people pay for their food. So
Mm.
like what do you do about that when you have to ban them for RWT because it's not good for the game integrity and the game makes you money, but at the same time, congratulations, your only source of consistent income has now been completely cut off,
Yeah.
which is not fun. Like, if you've
No.
ever played RuneScape because you have to, you know it's not fun. Ask anyone who went for Dragon Cup and leagues. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
To do it for a living, literally for a living, not a content creator who can live in a cheap apartment or live in their parents' house or do whatever, which I say that because I'm a content creator who lives in a cheap apartment and made content in my parents' house for a while. Um, not somebody like that. I mean someone who like I need to grocery shop this weekend. Time to go to the Revenant Caves. I
Yeah.
have issues with that. The other end of RWT where people are like buying gold from major websites and like doing staking at the duel arena, or at least they were, things like that kind of RWT. Yeah, fuck those guys. Ban them for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're cracking down on gold sellers and gold buyers, which is a big change they talked about, is targeting the people who buy gold.
Because that's half the market. Is you
Mm-hmm.
can't have a market to sell to unless people are buying them. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
also getting rid of the people who are buying it, you're cutting down on a lot of the business that they would have,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. There's a
Yeah.
staggering number of the percentage of people who were RWT at the duel arena is just crazy. 38% of all real world trading bans came from the duel arena. 38%. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really good that they one put the limit on there when they did, and then two, they're just getting rid of it.
Ryan brings up a good point that like they send out warnings to people if they'd done it in the past, like before they ban. So it's not just like an immediate hard ban,
Hmm.
but on the flip side, if I'm an RWTer and I got rent to pay and I have a 1.5 bill bank, which translates to like 700 USD, something like that, and you warn me for real world trading, oh no, my rent is already paid. Who
Hmm.
gives a shit? Well, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that, guys. But it's tough when you're like sending out warnings because like stop it. It's like a slap on the wrist when it's your livelihood. Does it matter? You know? Slap on the wrist when, like we said earlier, when money is involved, people do shit that you would not expect. And if people are doing unthinkable things to hack people and get their money, what is a warning about RWT going to do to them? If I'm willing to send you a virus that will keylog your computer so I could get in and sell your bank, you think an email from the in-game message center is going to scare me? No. So it's it's a hard line to walk of like you can't just insta perma ban everyone and like when are warnings not enough? This is why Jagex is paid to do this and I'm not. Like I said, cautiously optimistic, paranoid bitch in this corner. So,
I could get into a whole another topic of something I saw on Twitter, but I think we'll save that for another
what
episode.
you got?
it's gonna put us in a tangent, and we gotta we gotta get to the break. But
All right, that's fine. We are a little time crunched today because we're doing it on a strange day. So
yeah.
looks like you guys have something to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll get into that, but it has to do with something that Mod Matt K proposed of should they just legalize RWT altogether? So maybe that'll be a discussion for an extra episode, or we'll dedicate a segment
That
in the later
that
weeks.
might be fun, especially as this account security thing grows to kind of revisit that idea of like we'll hit them with a hypothetical like I do in therapy. Like, what if RWT was legal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would that do to you? Let's hypothesize. What would it do? You know? So that's your homework for the week. See me in a week. Take 2 of these. I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm not a doctor at all. All right. Well, I think it's time that we head off to Le Commercial. So enjoy this rerun, folks. See you in a bit.
How you doing, you bastards? My name's Fortunato. I work out of Draenor Village. I sell the best wine in the whole damn continent. Not in Draenor, not in Misthalin, not in Gillinor, the whole world. I sell the best wine in the whole damn world. People tell you, you're gonna buy wine for cheaper on the Grand Exchange. They lying to you. That's juice. That's juice. The best wine comes from me. Huh? The pirates, they buy my wine. Them freaks with the hats over there in Zia, they buy my wine. Okay? You gotta come over here, you gotta buy my wine. At Fortunato's, we don't waste nothing. Very rarely do I have wine that go off because it's so good, so it's flying off the shelves. When it do go off though, the vinegar, we're gonna sell that too. I hear there's some old man just east of Iraq or something like that. He wants vinegar. I don't care why. In this business, you don't ask no questions. You're hearing this ad, you're thinking to yourself, you're like, oh, I got some buddies who make wine, I could do that too. You wanna be a tough guy? Huh? You wanna be a tough guy? Make your own wine? Try to outsell Fortunato? Yeah, sure, whatever. I dare you. I dare you to outsell me. In fact, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a head start, okay? Come over to my place, I'll sell you some jugs. They can be full of water, they can be empty, I don't care. Not even your girlfriend at the Grand Exchange has better jugs than me. I get these bitches by the gross. I'll sell you as many as you want. You can make all the wine that you want. It's not gonna be better than me. Come swing by Draenor Village, swing by my wine stand, have a good drink, and leave feeling good, okay? I promise you, you're not gonna find any better wine anywhere else.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial because I know I sure did. This is the part of the show where we shout out our ever growing list of just friggin' amazing patrons in the Wise Old Man and the KBD tier. Let's get this love train a rolling. I don't think I've said anything worse in the past week, and you guys pay for this content. Just throwing that out there. Anyways, kicking things off. We have in the Wise Old Man's here Scape Caution, Elagio, Bolimer Black, Basket, Benjamin R., Hadadbod, C. Gladney, Morty, Creamed Ham, Durf Nasty, Drum TXT, Flyin' Castiel, Forestry, Fortimus, Ice Swallow, Imby Jones, Jake W., Jonazoon, Jordy, King Flip, Macrotinka Jones, Monkey Waffle, 999999, Pooper Cheeks, Russ of Fury, Salted Snake, Shadow, Toast, and Troll. Why is that an achievement of the week? Because I said all y'all's names without stopping. There was no editing involved there. I will
So
put
proud.
a screenshot of the uncut audio clip on screen just because that's how excited I
Man
am.
wants to flex on y'all.
Hell, God, we're so good at this whole promoting thing.
Keep it going,
Just
Oxie.
ask Michael. I'm the best. All right. We're going for the cheeky back-to-back. You guys
Yeah,
know
go
the
for the
law of the
back-to-back.
land. Got to go for the back-to-back. So, in the KBD tier, we have, I almost said his full name out loud. My dad. We're not going to do that. Cookies and MILF, Draven, Evan B., Kroll, the Lord Jake himself, P-Joint, Spartan Fire, our third favorite supporter, Ralph, and Oxy's left nut, Hakuna Matata. Thank you all so much for your wonderful support on Patreon. We did hit the back-to-back without having to edit a single piece out. I feel so accomplished and so vindicated that I am so good at this promoting thing now. I'm just never going to do it again. Go out while I'm on top. You guys are amazing. Like we said, you guys got the first access to merch a little while ago. Hope you guys could check that out and like see it and enjoy it. You can still enjoy it now. The store is live. Like I said, I'm so good at promoting. You guys are great.
Where can they join
Michael,
the Patreon?
Take over the promoting, or I'm gonna pass out.
So if you would like to join our Patreon, you can head over to patreon.com/xpwaste. We have a lot of different tiers, all the way from $1 all the way to $25. Like Oxy said, you get some great perks. One of them was not only early access to merch, but like discounts thrown in there. So stay tuned for more merch drops if you are in the Patreon, and make sure to connect your Discord so that you can join all the fun channels in TNL that we have laid out for you. And he also mentioned the merch shop. If you didn't catch it in the beginning, xpwaste.shop. We have a lot of different designs, a lot of different color shirts, mugs. One thing that I'm really excited for, a pint glass, which I will be buying for myself, because anytime we do the extra episode, we're always drinking some sort of beverage, and I would just love to put it in a frozen Xpwaste pint glass. I think that would be amazing.
It does seem a little conceited to just want a bunch of merchandise themed around the show that I make.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. In the coming days and weeks, all you're going to see is me wearing Xpwaste merch. It's not going to ever, I'm never not going to wear something related to the show on the show anymore.
Well, that's on the show. I mean, like,
out and about
as like gifts for people. Yeah, like, oh my god, Merry Christmas. It's like, yeah, Xpwaste socks. Yeah, we don't have socks in the store.
Should we?
I don't know if we can make socks, but if we can, you guys want them.
They have.
Let us know.
We can put our logo on socks, but I've never been a fan of that.
We're not limited to the amount of things that we can put on item, like the amount of items we can have. So the store has room for expansion, is what we're saying. And what I'm saying is that it's going to be a little strange to have a bunch of stuff from my own show in my house. But I can't wait. Michael did a great job promoting that show. He brings the character, the sales, and the good ideas, and the beautiful podcast voice. I bring the jokes and the sex appeal, and that's why we make such a good combo together. Michael is like shivering at that last comment.
No, that's great. That's why you're the intern host for now. You have to earn your host. You have to earn your spot back.
I'm the 13 out of 10 good looks for this show. We all know that's true.
And when you grew a beard, you were an 8 out of 10, but then you grew the beard and now you're 13 out of 10.
Yeah, it covered all those negative points with the beard. The beard didn't gain me any points. It just like helped like cover all the negative bits. Like I said, one unending chin that kind of like Thurgo, it just like goes down and around.
Yeah.
But now there's a beard there. It's like, I use it to make TikToks now when I play with it at work. Whenever we don't have to wear masks in like 40 years, when that's done, I'll literally be able to go, yes, how does that make you feel? Yeah,
are you just gonna keep growing it out like a big Gandalf style,
Yeah,
style
I'll be like Dumbledore. It'll be like down to my belly button. God, that'll be horrible. I'll be playing with it like like trying to braid my belly button length beard while a client is talking to me about their problems.
Yo,
I'll be like, try journaling, you bitch.
Speaking of long beard, I saw this guy on TikTok who had a beard literally down like past his belly button, and every night he had to like get it up in a beard knot bun so that he could sleep. It was like a 10-minute ordeal every single night where he had to like take a shower, comb his beard out, blow dry it out, straighten it, put a bunch of product in it, and just like twist it and get it into a bun. I'm like, you, sir, are extra as hell with that beard. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but there just comes a point in time where like down to your chest is probably a good length. Anything past that, and it just becomes your whole like persona. That's your life now, is your
Bro,
beard.
down to my chest? I can't imagine. That's like a whole foot of beard.
No, I mean like right where your sternum is, right there. Yeah. That's easy to
That
maintain.
is a lot of beard.
It's a lot of beard, but it's definitely not like belly button, have to put it in a beard knot bun every night.
I have not had a clean shaven face since they released the 117 update for RuneLight, Michael. And it's not even that long.
Oh.
Down to here? Oh my God. I had to grow a beard for 40 years.
So now that we just alienated our, already small female audience, we're sorry about that. Back on track.
RuneScape. Yes, the RuneScape was acceptable, but the beard talk, that's what I'm sure drove them away.
So every week we ask you guys to answer our fun community question on Spotify and sometimes post about it on YouTube. That is less of a thing these days just because, the bad host that I am forgets to post it and pin it. So most of the time we get any of these community question answers, it's on Spotify. So last week we asked you simply, that one's for Oxie, what would you have changed about Leagues 3? Some great answers. Number one from Jacob M. They said, I would have loved a reset. I feel like I started my character how I didn't want to play and ended up skipping out on leagues. I think they might be maybe referring to when the league server shut down after like the last couple hour or like the first couple hours, or just in general, they just wanted to be able to restart the account, which it can be. I mean, that was my detriment the last 2 leagues is I just picked the wrong fragments. But Lumpy Tofu says fragment equip for sure, and more scalar tasks. I hit a wall when it came to the PVM tasks. Any commentary on that, Mr. Rune Cup?
Leagues is a very good opportunity to learn PVM because nothing matters in leagues. The amount of content I learned in Trailblazer, I'm going to put a strong emphasis on the quotes around the word learned because, again, leagues TOB and normal TOB are not the same thing. But learning the content and like seeing it for the first time in leagues can be great. That said, with literally no knowledge of PVM, it is hard to get into. It's one thing when you're in a group of people, like, the people I've been like promising and or threatening to like drag to bossing trips during bingo. It's one thing when you have someone who's played the game and done PVM for years to show you around. When you're an Iron Man on your first Cerberus task in leagues, you have no perception of what that's like. You don't know what the ghosts do. You don't know what Chambers is like, let alone a solo, Cox. If you're not in a PVM space, the PVM tasks can be a bit overwhelming when you go to leagues. So I agree. More tasks, like, I think higher XP thresholds may not have been too bad. Although 200 mil XP tasks, like you said last week, probably would have led to some super unhealthy behavior. So, things like that. I agree.
Connor T says, revert to the point scaling from Trailblazer. Most tasks required similar time investments to Trailblazer, but earned half of the points. This made everything feel harder and less rewarding.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know that they did Grandmasters
Easy
were 250, right? And then
Grandmasters were 250. Easy tasks got reduced from like 25 points to 5 points.
It's pretty bad.
Like, oh.
Nathan G said, I wanted to see fragment drops to be more random, so everyone's journey could have been different. Give a higher drop rate for the current activity, but a small chance to receive a similar tier fragment. So I don't know much about that, but I'm guessing like you could have gotten Golden Brick Road a small chance if say you were wood cutting or something versus having to do agility.
Yeah, and I think I like how it was with skilling, but I agree that it could have been really cool from combat. So the combat relics had tiers 1 through 4, with like tier 1 being like Unholy Warrior, Unholy Ranger, Bottomless Quiver, like just like the small stuff like that. With the tier 4 stuff being like Bandosian Might that added a shitload of max hits, or Saradominus Defense that like, boosted your max hit or by like 10 points or whatever. Like any of the really cool ones. That would have made for a real fun experience for people if you're just like doing the shitty like level 40 Slayer,
Mm-hmm.
like crawling hands or something. You get like a stupid like infernal mage task that you don't have enough points to skip. You're like, whatever. And you get the relic that just makes you a god. Oh, or a fragment drop that gives you something super cool.
Yeah.
I agree. It would have been kind of fun
Yeah.
to see, but I see where they're coming from.
Maybe they'll do that next year. Maybe they'll make it more random, because I can't imagine that this type of fragment system won't be used again. So when it does get used again, we'll be able to see some implementations and improvements.
They better change the menu.
It's funny you say that. Charlie B says interfaces and menus and filtering tasks.
Hell yeah, Charlie.
The reason I quit after 2 weeks was I had too many options and couldn't choose what to do. Also, make it so the urge to be 100% efficient isn't always there. That's going to be kind of a staple with leagues. Unfortunately, I don't know that there is a system in place that, you're not going to want to grind, just with the nature of how it is a competitive game mode in some senses. But with it being limited, you kind of have to be. And then finally, Riley says, a better fragment equipper. So much wasted time scrolling and selecting fragments and looking for synergy.
Yeah, if you didn't have that plugin or plugins, plural, no. But
yeah. So
thankfully, we're free of the league.
Heck yeah. I don't think there was any ones answered on YouTube, and I apologize if I am missing from YouTube, because I read all the comments, but I don't remember anybody answering that question specifically. So, Oxy, what is the question for this week?
So this question actually comes from Michael. It's his brainchild. He said, Oxy, if we don't pick this question, I'm going to quit the podcast. And the question is completely not related to main title content. If you could get eaten by any boss in the game, what would it be? And before any of you sick out there are like, no, I mean eaten by a dinosaur.
Like gobbled up.
Like in Jurassic Park or Jaws. Like that kind of eaten. Consumed, no longer on this plane of Gillinor. What boss would you want to eat you? I don't want to push anyone in any particular direction. I think getting eaten by Olm would be an interesting experience. Or possibly, hear me out, possibly like falling into that big hole of sires. And just like never coming back. Like that's how I get eaten. I just like fall into that big hole. Megan Hole like stomps around and gets all pissed off at like the very end.
Yeah.
And then it goes wah, like that. I want to consume me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's your community question. Not even a joke. Thank Michael for that one. Okay. Ooh, keep it together, Oxy. We're professionals. Okay. It is time for the achievements of the week, a delightful little segment where we shout out the people in our Discord for doing awesome stuff. So this week we have some delightful stuff. We have our friend Rezi. Is it Rezian? Rezihan? Rez?
I think
We've tried to shout you out before.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how to phonetically pronounce your name. Pronounce your name? Pronounce your name.
Killing
See what
it.
I mean? English hard. Rez got his quest cape this week.
Yeah.
We love a good first quest cape. In the space of first, we also have two pretty exciting first PVM achievements. Arguably slightly different difficulties, but for the first is the first no matter what. We have XR50 Turbo, or one of the 1,796 Jakes we have in Discord. Got his first Zulrah KC this week, which is always very exciting. And then a longtime clanmate and friend, Mr. Darkside, got his first Theater of Blood hard mode completed. So, like we said, slightly different difficulties, but not really, because doing something the first time is always very difficult. And in the skilling domain for Achievement of the Week, we mentioned it a couple weeks back. Our good friend Immortal finally maxed his account in old school RuneScape. Got some pretty awesome pictures of him, full Torva, Infernal Max Cape, the Hydra pet that he hunted so long for. So congratulations, Immortal. No words, big achievement.
Yeah, huge.
All the time. It's that, like we mentioned at the very top of the episode, the loot contest started because he maxed and he's like, I'm free. I can do whatever I want. So good for you, bud. Glad you finally got the max grind out of the way and you can just hunt your untradeable cosmetics until the end of time, as I'm sure all of us will do. So congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who made Achievement of the Week and to everyone who didn't, because we still recognize your achievements, even if they're not shouted out on the podcast. I don't need to plug a Discord for a 7 millionth time, but join it if you want to do that. Yeah. I think it's fun question time. Michael, what do you think?
I agree. It's time to transition.
Transition.
You could have some like transition music, but
pew, 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 pew. Air horns and shit in the background. That's it. That audio bite of you doing that is our new transition.
Oh,
music.
Lovely. Sorry, guys. Sure. I'm so sorry. You have the fun question this week, do you not?
I do have the fun question this week. You guys will never believe where it came from. Myself. I actually thought of a fun question this week. We didn't have to source it from the CC.
Woohoo!
Like we've done for the last 30 something weeks in a row. In the vein of talking earlier about integrations with like the Jagex launcher, I said the one thing you need is a Discord integration.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I really want that. So for a fun question earlier today, I was thinking, what social feature would you like to see added to old school RuneScape that is not Discord integration?
Okay.
So thinking about the social features that we have a friends list, we have a clan system, we have private chat. What are some additional pieces that you would like to see added to like vanilla RuneScape that allow for extra socialization, so to
speak? Sorry, I just read what Ryan put in our recording booth chat. He said a dating site. Interesting, Ryan. Interesting.
Who said a dating site for what?
He said a dating site. He wants to add a dating site to RuneScape. Dude, you don't know, but like you can just go to the GE and say buying girlfriend, buying GF 10K, and
you know how like it's cringe to think about at first, but you know how cute it would be. Like, you ever see those posts on Twitter where they're like, I met him playing RuneScape and now we're like married IRL?
Yeah.
The weird few times that's happened. That's actually kind of cute as shit.
Hella cute.
Would I sign up for a RuneScape dating service? Probably not, but I've been more desperate before, so you never know what could happen. You know, you might that would be all right, hold up. RuneScape Tinder, but it's just pictures of your account. Like, it's not pictures of you, it's just pictures of your account. Like screenshots of you doing PVM, screenshots of you skilling, screenshots of you playing like Rune Link with your friends. Like, oh, look how cool I am.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Tinder box? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
Oh man. But no, I think it would be like one thing that a lot of people always say they wish is that like their significant other played video games. Like if you're a big gamer, then you want your significant other to enjoy the things that you enjoy as well, have, shared hobbies. So if you could suddenly find a partner, that already is addicted to this game, and you don't have to like go into the relationship and being like, yeah, so I got this other thing I do a lot and you probably wouldn't understand it. And, you're just like you're there because of that thing. I don't know. I feel like it's like if you were a rock climber and you just go to a rock climbing gym all the time and you find your person there. It's like, yeah, you guys have a shared hobby. But for RuneScape,
what's that TikTok audio that's like, there's so much you don't know about me, and the guy's like, no, what is it? And he's like, are you an axe murderer? And the girl's like, no, I'm a gamer. Like, I feel like that is the vibe that you're giving off. Like RuneScape is some big secret
Yeah.
that like we can't share with anyone else. Like this is the darkest part of myself. It's just your max cape. Like
Could work.
also Jake in the recording booth chat said, call the dating app The Grind.
Ah,
Yup.
yeah.
There it is. The Grind.
There it is.
Sign up for The Grind and then dude, maybe you'll get like a free emote with Grind Premium. I don't know where I'm going with this.
We could do this, Oxy. This could be like a side gig for us.
This could be it. This could be it.
This
is I feel like this has to be a solo endeavor because when your wife finds out you're making a dating app for RuneScape people,
doesn't mean I have to participate.
That is true. So
50%
we'll have to source
50% of the owners
we'll have to
are
source
single.
people in Discord. We'll have to source the people in Discord. The product test.
Yeah.
Just all the TNL people matching with each other. This fun question has gone off the chain.
And I haven't even answered it. We're just pulling from
We
the
haven't answered it,
haven't
yeah.
even answered. So my first thing that came to my head was proximity chat. Proximity voice chat would be a lot of fun, but also probably too problematic with how people on the internet tend to be. But I think that proximity chat, and you could probably just make it to where you could like add filters. So people over a certain combat level or people over a certain, anything. You could just filter it to where you're not just getting the random join our...
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless you have 1750 total level.
Well, I mean more so for like you don't have bot scripts that are being voice to chat, spammed in every facet of this game. Like join this if you want your Infernal Cape now. So you could just filter out the bots, but then you could also filter out the trolls. That
is true.
People are gonna troll, and they might, make a fresh account to do so.
I can see it now in like the most elite way possible, especially if you could filter by like high score count. Imagine going to Versenhaza trying to find a team and everyone has like people without Zuck KC muted. Like if you just have a fire cape, just like hard muted, like nobody's gonna hear you.
That one max hit.
I'd be muted.
It's literally one max hit. Quit being so elitist.
It's not one max hit. It's an understanding of game mechanics.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So much
Thank
more
you for
than just a
enlightening me,
max
Oxy.
hit. Michael and I would still be muted.
That would actually make me grind for the Infernal Cape so that I could be talking to people that you can't talk to.
He would get his Infernal Cape, go to Versenhaza and be like, you guys are so mean. Stop not filtering people. That's me whenever I go to Tab. I'm like, stop making fun of everyone, guys. Oh my god.
It's not that serious. Did I steal your answer?
No, you did not steal my answer because I'm torn between liking proximity chat and absolutely hating proximity chat because I don't like talking to people with game chat.
Oh, that's
let
true.
alone someone trying to be like, so this guy I'm fishing here with, real deal Rick. If he just started piping up on VC like it's Modern Warfare in 2007, I'd be like, go away. Like
Instamute.
Like I'm trying to watch Rebels or YouTube. Like, please stop talking to me. I'm also really socially anxious and I wouldn't say anything ever. But, I don't think it would be too bad in some situations. I think it would be helpful for mainly people who like don't have or don't know about Discord.
Yeah.
Because it is like, if you think about it, it is a little weird that we have to go off platform to like communicate substantially at all. Like at least through like Xbox Live or like party chat, voice chat. You could still talk to each other freely. You're only limited to a certain number of characters in a text chat. And like, if you don't have a platform like Discord or Xbox Live, you could play with someone and never know what they sound like. And that's weird to be like, oh yeah, that's my best friend, Ellie Rika from RuneScape. I have no idea what they look like, sound like, or anything about them. Other than everything they've told me in like the 100 character limit or whatever we have to type.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ellie Rika if you ever come back. not my best friend, just an old friend of mine who popped up first. I did not want proximity voice. I think almost like it's inspired by a game that you guys will never expect, Halo.
No, really?
Like a PVM file share, quote unquote. So back in the day in Halo, you had your profile, you could share screenshots and maps and game modes and things like that. I almost think it would be cool to like be able to right click someone and just look up like right click profile and like see what they're wearing at the time or see
Like-
what like their outfits are for certain gear. Like let's say you're not in the gear Discord, right? And you just want to right click profile on a Real Deal Rick and you want to see what he's wearing and it says Xershian amulet and full anglers. Man's really got nothing else on. Any gloves? Real Deal Rick, my guy. Where's the drip? Anyways, if you want to like right click and see what they're wearing, see what gear they take, maybe they have like fun little comments or like recommendations. Maybe they have screenshots from big drops they've received. You know how cool it would be to like go into like a shared screenshot tab and like see my top 5 screenshots of like my 1KC Hunlith and my Venenatis pet.
Cool.
Or like, the last day of Leagues 2, or my favorite screenshot ever where all of us die to Zarpus and the room is full of poison. Like, that's funny to look at. Like, that adds a cool social feature where, like, yes, you can show these things off other places. Obviously, there's like I said, the Gear Discord. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Twitch, there's TikTok. There's a lot of places for you to do this. I just think it would be really cool if you could like natively do it. If you're just like, you see this guy in passing and you're like, I wonder what Real Deal Rick's greatest PVM achievement is. And instead of just looking him up on the high scores, you can like see a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
You know how cute that would be?
It would be neat.
Someone has their like number 1 screenshot as like all their friends outside the fight caves and they get their first fire cape. Like that would be so cool.
That'd be cool.
I think
like
it'd just be really cool.
I think they have that something similar to that in RuneScape 3, where you can like examine somebody and it will show you what they're wearing, and then you can also check their rune metrics on the high scores.
Yeah.
So like if they did something like that, but for old school, where you could see like their past achievements, their most recent activity, things that they accomplished, just like integrate Wise Old Man, the wiseoldman.net features, but into the RuneScape like high scores, or even just an examine text that links you to their page.
Yeah. And I know that like these features that I'm talking about exist independently. There is a screenshot plugin in RuneLite. There's a plugin that lets you right click, examine people, and like see what they are wearing. Exactly. It's like pops up on the sidebar.
Yeah.
You can go on websites like Wise Old Man and check people's EHP and EHB and like what their speed run times are. I just think it would be neat if you could do it natively, all in one place from the vanilla PC client. I only say PC client because it might be tough to do on mobile. So like maybe going like right click examine could take you to like a different app on mobile. Like that might be cool. Or it like took you to a website. Like that would be pretty cool. Like Rune Social something.
Social.runescape.com.
Yeah, Socialscape, something like that.
Yeah.
Where you just like it pulled up a different app and then they had, I don't know. I think that would be cool to like give everyone's character a little more character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're an OG Halo player, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, you know what I'm talking about. You know how cool that was, just to like browse people's stuff. So that's where that idea came from.
Nice. Great fun question, Oxie.
Yeah.
You thought of that one.
Look at us thinking of our own. Thought of it all by himself.
We're just using the backlog of the hundreds of questions that we have stored up, guys. So just.
Oh, yeah, totally.
For sure.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Anything else?
I think I'm good. I'm excited for all the new changes that are going to be coming with account security, but please understand they're not going to be coming soon.
The most important thing we forgot to talk about, Guardians of the Rift. it came out yesterday at the time of posting on this episode. Guardians of the Rift. Get hyped for that. I'm excited. I'm gonna get my Rift Guardian recolor. Hopefully, that'll be hype. But
I am so tempted to just cut the episode off at the point where you say Guardians of the Rift. Do. I'm not gonna do that, but I think that would be really funny if it's like, oh no, we forgot to talk about this week's game update. Just like as we fade it out.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna give it a shot tomorrow after work.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, I have to edit a podcast tomorrow after work.
Maybe do it in the morning before you go to work.
You want me to wake up before 7:30 in the morning to go to work?
Could do it. I'm gonna do it.
Have you met me?
I'm gonna do it.
Have you met
Okay,
me?
I've met you. Yes. You're not a morning person. I know that. So that was kind
Hell
of
no.
silly tip for me to even.
Now, if I could rip a nap right now, I probably could stay up until game update time.
Gosh, that would be terrible.
But there's not a chance in hell that I would wake up in the morning or be functional at that point the next day if I stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you go to therapy and your therapist is like falling asleep in the chair, like, oh, sorry, I was Runecraft. It's like falls back asleep.
You're like, you're like socially obligated or work. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you're obligated not to be a degenerate because it's your clients.
No more pure essence, no more.
No more.
What?
What'd you say?
Oh, as I was saying,
you're
how are you feel about the almost like fall back asleep? No, dude, that would not be a good look for me.
But anyway, get hyped about Guardians of the Rift. I know I am. Even though I have 99 recrafting, again, I'm still going to go for my recolor if it's feasible. I think it will be. Most recolors take a long time.
Baby. Untradeable cosmetics. Let's go.
Oh, the runecrafting
We're here
outfit.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and the runecrafting outfit, the Sarah Dolman one looks really good. I'm normally a Zamorak for the aesthetic guy. Guthix is the best god, but Zamorak has the best drip.
Yeah.
But man, that Sarah Dolman outfit, that's going to look real good with my Fashionscape. That might override the Spirit Angler because it's the same color scheme.
Yeah.
That might override Spirit Angler. Who knows?
I'm just sad that it doesn't look good with the actual runecrafting cape, which they usually make the outfit kind of match the cape.
I think the base one looks good with the runecrafting cape.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
Like I think the one with like no recolors looks good with the cape. I don't obviously have the runecrafting cape. I couldn't tell you, but you know, I think the colored ones are meant to be a little bit more fancy. So
anyway, folks, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure to drop a subscribe. We are currently
drop a subscribe.
That's what I said, and I'm not changing it. We're currently at 4 subscribers away from hitting 500. So that'll be super hype. We're halfway to our goal. Drop a like on this video if you're on YouTube and leave us a comment. We read every single one. Don't forget to answer the community question. And if you are in need of any sort of link to any social that we have, it's in the description of the episode. Oxie, take us out.
I was literally just about to say, way to send us home strong, Michael. That's all we have for you guys this week. Enjoy Guardians of the Rift, and please let us know what boss you would want to eat you for real. Bye, everyone.
See you next Thursday.